mother indicate that women are more than mothers. The campaign is to empower infertile women and women who fail to have children through access to information, health, change of mindsets and culture, and empowering them economically and socially. There is many different angles of our strategy. One of them is raising, of course, awareness about infertility prevention, and of course building advocacy for the whole cause through our panels and our events and media coverage, social media, and also define policies to regulate ART, knowing that in sub-Saharan African countries there is still no defined policies for ART regulation, including surrogacy, egg donation, and other things. We want to support governments to do so. And in the end, women, this is all for the future couples, raise their awareness and building advocacy and policies. But for the women who are already too late for them to have children, we also have something for them. You will see it's empowering them through establishing small businesses so we can be independent and earn the society respect and stop thinking that the only purpose of their existence is to be a baby-making machine.
Women are overwhelmingly blamed for infertility and discriminated against, abused and mistreated by the husband, family and community. Together with Merck More Than a Mother campaign, we will work on different angles to address infertility treatment challenges in Nigeria. We will continuously build our advocacy to raise awareness about infertility prevention, male infertility, and sensitize the community to change the culture of discrimination and disrespect of infertile women. We will support Merck More Than a Mother all the way, and we're very proud of this campaign, and we will put in all our best to ensure that we have positive results. I thank you all for listening.
The campaign is dubbed Merck More Than a Mother, and it's simply stating that you are more than a mother. It doesn't matter if you have children or you don't have children, you are more than a mother. We are not defined by how many children we have, but then it is a sad state in Africa that when you don't have a child as a woman, you're like a cursed person in the society. The stigma is very, very high in Africa. And it is sad because it is always the women that who bear the pain, the shame, the embarrassment, even when they're not the ones who are suffering from that.
For men, the problem is that most men associate ability to have intercourse with fertility. So when the man comes to the clinic and you say, oh, your wife is not having, he said, yeah, I'm able to have intercourse and have the sperm. And they don't know that being able to produce sperm does not necessarily mean that there are sperm cells in those sperm. So education is important. Luckily, infertility is now regarded as a human rights issue in WHO.
So, my question now will go to Professor Joe Simpson, the former president of IFFS. I want you to tell us about the perception of Merck More Than a Mother during your World Congress in New Delhi last week, and how you see that we can take it further globally.
First of all, it's important to realize that the stories that you've heard, we as physicians hear part of that. So we certainly hear the poignant pleas of women and men who wish to have their infertility problems addressed quickly, quietly, secretively, and we hear that. And so how do we respond to that? We respond to that in a scientific and a medical way. Those of us who are in medical schools like Dr. Holt and myself and others, we do experiments, but we devise therapies that we think are effective ways to diagnosis, ways to understand exactly why these problems have occurred. And if we are successful, we publish these articles in scientific journals. We argue among ourselves about facts that the patients don't understand. Either other people in the highly educated tier with which we deal find boring, they're statistical, they are based upon small methods, and it really doesn't go very far. So there are other roles that need to be played. A key role, obviously, is the legislative process. We hope to have an advocate like the man on my left right here, but it takes more than one vote to carry a bill through. So really what happens is that we go back to the media, or we should have gone back to the media before, which we did not on a consistent basis, and tried to drum up support.
And I truly believe what all the panel has serious consensus about. It's about education. Education is the only vehicle starting from small ages and during education ladder that can educate future citizens and educate them about what they have to do in order to be healthy in their life. And controlling social media, yes, we're here to support, but also we need to make sure that the information is provided through TV channels, through other media, through social media is correct and accurate, because very frequently we find people are misled to believe certain things that are not true. So we have a responsibility also, all stakeholders, to ensure that the accuracy of information and education.
Thank you very, very, very much. I'd like now to call Helen Philip. We have watched her video now, and I would like to call her to the stage to tell you that she is real and here, and she's a hero of infertility, and she will share with us. But I want to tell us, what did you face with infertility and what is your situation now? Are you happier?
ba kudi da ke tafiya ina tsananin wahala matsananciyar wahala ba na samun ci ba na samun sha ba kuce.
Okay, when she was with her husband, because of the fertility, there was no peace of mind. She was suffering. There was nothing to eat. Quarrels here and there. Things were not moving or fine for her.
What about now, after you have your own business?
Yanzu da Merck sun bude miki business yanzu da kike yi. Dan ni kana yi jiya ji.
Oh, ban san abin da zan ce ba.
She doesn't know what to say.
Ina gode ma Merck.
She's needing to thank Merck for what they've done to her.
Abin da suka yi
let me start by thanking Merck and their partners. I tell you, it is important that we're here because we consider ourselves to be the bona fide custodian of women's health in Nigeria. So, we run the clinics in obstetrics and gynecology. We are clinicians. And I can tell you that more than 60% of our gynecological clinic consultations is infertility related. So it's a huge population of patients that we have in our obstetrics and gynecology clinics. And it is a challenge because infertility management can be considerably expensive. And so it's important that advocacy should be made
But I want us to see that what we have to do should dovetail into what can be done for the people at grassroots levels.
And one of the things that we were asked, primarily not only in the United States, but from our international members, was the need for training in embryology laboratory personnel. So we developed a 34-module course in embryology. And initially, we've been talking to some of our colleagues in India about having individuals take the 34 modules first. You take all 34 modules, and then at the end of it, you take a test, and you get a certificate of completion of this. And our colleagues in India wanted to couple that with a visit to the United States for several weeks. My sense is there's not a whole lot you're going to learn in the lab for several weeks, and if that's the program that works for them, and we'll continue to pursue that. However, one thought is that we could use this 34-module course in embryology, have the individuals complete it, and they would have a much richer and more robust experience when they got there for a 3-month on-site course. So that's something that certainly we're willing to explore.
First, let me start by thanking Merck. You've shown a big sign of the heart to practitioners in infertility. It's a disease of worry of many years before they arrive on the consulting room of the doctor. Too often, we are not able to connect with the past in treating these people. But today's program and many that Merck has held around the world is bringing the feeling beyond just medicine to the table. And this is to be encouraged, and we are thankful for this.
In Nigeria, we have about 1,400 registered obstetrical gynecologists practicing currently in this country, distributed among the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. And some 3 years ago, we did a survey among our members. We asked our members to indicate their area of subspecialty interest. And about 60% of the gynecologists indicated interest in infertility management. That is, that is a good sign. But unfortunately, among this, very few of them have actually undergone any form of training beyond a fellowship that qualifies them as a gynecologist. That is not unexpected because currently in Nigeria, the two postgraduate colleges, the National Postgraduate College and the Western Postgraduate College, only stop at general obstetrics and gynecological training. There is no subspecialization yet. So the few that have had subspecialty training are those that have done it through self-effort by sponsoring themselves to UK, Europe, America, sometime to India.
In developing regulation, one has to understand 3 principles. What is it that you want to achieve? And we recognize in Uganda that reproduction is a right for everyone. Whether you achieve it naturally or you achieve it with assistance of a doctor. In any case, any reproduction is a collaboration. It's a collaboration between man and woman. When you add a third factor, the doctor in, there should really not be too much of a problem absorbing that. Particularly where the technology has now been accepted. It is no longer experimental, it is a straightforward process. So that is the primary principle upon which regulation should develop.
Thank you very much for my panelists and for the very important information we shared with the audience. Thank you for being with us and having a very important part of your time today with us. And I hope that we were interesting for you and we provided the whole perspective and overview about Merck More Than a Mother. And thank you very, very much for being with us. Thank you.